Did you know that some everyday foods could be increasing your risk of cancer? Stay tuned to find out which ones you should avoid. It's true. What you eat plays a significant role in your overall health and well-being, and certain foods contain compounds that have been linked to an increased risk of developing cancer. The good news is that by being mindful of your diet and making healthier choices, you can reduce your risk and protect your health. In this video, we're going to delve into 7 common foods that have been scientifically linked to an increased risk of cancer. We'll explore why these foods are dangerous and provide you with practical tips on how to avoid them. Knowledge is power, and by understanding the link between your diet and cancer, you can make informed decisions to safeguard your health. Remember, this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. If you have any concerns about your diet or health, please consult with a qualified healthcare professional. Let's start with a food group that's no stranger to controversy: processed meats. We're talking about bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli meats, basically anything that's been preserved by smoking, curing, salting, or adding chemical preservatives. The biggest concern with processed meats is their high content of nitrates and nitrites. These compounds can form cancer-causing substances called nitrosamines in the body. The World Health Organization classifies processed meats as a Group 1 carcinogen. This puts them in the same category as tobacco smoking and asbestos exposure. It's crucial to consume processed meats in moderation, if at all. Your health is an investment, not an expense. Let's move on to another culprit in the cancer story: sugary drinks. We're talking about sodas, fruit juices, sports drinks, energy drinks, anything loaded with added sugars. These beverages might quench your thirst temporarily, but they wreak havoc on your health in the long run. The biggest problem with sugary drinks is their high sugar content. These empty calories provide no nutritional value and contribute to weight gain, obesity, and insulin resistance, all of which are linked to an increased risk of cancer. Sugar essentially feeds cancer cells and promotes their growth. Studies have shown a strong association between sugary drink consumption and an increased risk of developing several types of cancer, including colorectal, pancreatic, and breast cancer. But it's not just the sugar itself that's concerning. The manufacturing process of some sugary drinks, particularly sodas, involves the use of caramel coloring, which can contain a potentially carcinogenic compound called 4-methylimidazole, 4-MEI. The good news is that breaking up with sugary drinks is entirely possible. Start by gradually reducing your intake and replacing them with healthier alternatives like water, unsweetened tea, or infused water with fruits and herbs. Your taste buds will adjust, and your body will thank you. Remember, hydration is essential for overall health, and there are plenty of delicious and refreshing ways to stay hydrated without compromising your well-being. Red meat, a staple in many diets, has been debated for its health effects. Excessive consumption, especially processed types, links to cancer risks. High saturated fat can increase cholesterol and heart disease risk. Cooking methods like grilling can form carcinogenic compounds. Moderation and healthier cooking methods are recommended. Opt for plant-based proteins for valuable nutrients without risks. Next up, microwave popcorn, a convenient carcinogen. Microwave popcorn, a popular snack food, might seem like a harmless indulgence, but it harbors hidden dangers that can impact your health. While the fluffy kernels themselves are not the issue, it's the chemicals lurking in the packaging and artificial flavorings that pose a cancer risk. The lining of microwave popcorn bags often contains perfluorooctanoic acid, or PFOA, a chemical used to prevent grease from soaking through. PFOA is a persistent organic pollutant that accumulates in the body and has been linked to various health problems, including cancer. Studies have shown that PFOA exposure can increase the risk of kidney, testicular, and liver cancer. Additionally, PFOA is an endocrine disruptor, meaning it can interfere with hormone function and potentially increase the risk of hormone-related cancers. Another concern with microwave popcorn is the artificial butter flavoring, which often contains diacetyl, a chemical linked to lung disease. Diacetyl inhalation can cause bronchiolitis obliterans, a serious and irreversible lung condition. While the FDA has taken steps to reduce the levels of PFOA in microwave popcorn bags, it's still present in many brands. The good news is that there are healthier alternatives available, such as air pop popcorn or stovetop popcorn made with coconut oil or olive oil. By making conscious choices about your snack foods, you can satisfy your cravings without compromising your health. Next up, salmon, a fatty fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids, is often touted as a health food. However, not all salmon is created equal. Farmed salmon in particular has come under scrutiny for its potential cancer risks. Farmed salmon are raised in crowded pens where they are susceptible to diseases and parasites. To combat these issues, farmers often use antibiotics and pesticides, which can accumulate in the fish and pose risks to human health. Studies have shown that farmed salmon can contain higher levels of contaminants such as polychlorinated biphenyls, dioxins, and pesticides compared to wild-caught salmon. These contaminants are carcinogenic and can accumulate in the body over time. PCBs in particular have been linked to an increased risk of liver, gallbladder, and skin cancer. Dioxins have been classified as a Group 1 carcinogen by the World Health Organization. Furthermore, farmed salmon are often fed an unnatural diet of soy, corn, and poultry byproducts, which can alter the fatty acid profile of the fish and reduce its nutritional value. Wild-caught salmon, on the other hand, consume a natural diet of krill and other marine organisms, which gives them their characteristic pink color and rich omega-3 content. If you choose to eat salmon, opt for wild-caught varieties whenever possible. Wild-caught salmon is not only more nutritious but also less likely to contain harmful contaminants. Next up, refined white flour, a staple in many modern diets, might seem harmless, but its processing strips away valuable nutrients and leaves behind a substance that can wreak havoc on your health, potentially increasing your risk of cancer. During the refining process, the bran and germ of the wheat grain are removed, leaving behind only the endosperm. The bran and germ contain fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, while the endosperm is primarily starch. Refined white flour has a high glycemic index, meaning it's quickly broken down into sugar in the bloodstream, leading to spikes in blood sugar and insulin levels. These spikes can promote inflammation, insulin resistance, and the growth of cancer cells. Studies have shown a link between refined white flour consumption and an increased risk of several types of cancer, including colorectal, breast, and endometrial cancer. The lack of fiber in refined white flour also contributes to digestive issues, which can increase the risk of colorectal cancer. Fortunately, there are healthier alternatives to refined white flour. Whole grain flours such as whole wheat flour, brown rice flour, and oat flour contain the bran and germ, providing fiber, nutrients, and a lower glycemic index. By making simple swaps in your diet, such as choosing whole grain bread over white bread and brown rice over white rice, you can reduce your intake of refined white flour and lower your risk of cancer. Next up, hydrogenated oils, often found in processed foods, margarine, and baked goods, might seem like a convenient way to add flavor and texture, but they harbor a dangerous secret trans fats. These artificial fats are created through a process called hydrogenation, which turns liquid oils into solid fats. Trans fats are notorious for their negative impact on heart health. They raise LDL, or bad cholesterol, levels and lower HDL, or good cholesterol levels, increasing the risk of heart disease, stroke, and other health problems. But the dangers of trans fats extend beyond heart health. Studies have linked trans fat consumption to an increased risk of several types of cancer, including breast, colorectal, and prostate cancer. Trans fats promote inflammation in the body, which is a key driver of cancer development. They can also damage DNA and interfere with cell signaling pathways, potentially leading to uncontrolled cell growth and tumor formation. The good news is that trans fats are being phased out of many food products due to their known health risks. However, it's still essential to read food labels carefully and avoid products that contain partially hydrogenated oil, which is another name for trans fat. Choose healthier fats such as olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil for cooking and baking. These oils provide beneficial monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats that support overall health. We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring 7 common foods that can increase your risk of cancer. From processed meats to sugary drinks to refined white flour, these dietary culprits lurk in many modern diets, but the good news is that you have the power to make healthier choices. Remember, knowledge is power, and by being mindful of what you put on your plate, you can significantly reduce your risk of cancer and other chronic diseases. Small changes can make a big difference over time, so start by incorporating 1 or 2 healthy swaps into your diet today. Now that you know which foods to avoid, make healthier choices to reduce your cancer risk. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more health tips.